need it to sound like Meek Mill's in the building. Let's go! Just kidding. I need it to sound like Jesus. 1, 2.
My name is Patricia Robinson. I am the Vice President of Human Resources and Community Engagement for 3 major radio stations in New York City, Hot 97, WBLS, and WLIB. I've been in the industry for 19 plus years, so it's an exciting career. In addition to that, I am a professor at Westchester Community College, so I actively teach speech and communication to a multitude of college students, which is very rewarding. But more importantly, the reason why I'm connected to H.O.M.E is because I have been serving as the Director of Community Outreach for the Know Your Rights Camp for the last 3 years. So that's 3 amazing disciplines that I get to outreach to people, and just an amazing opportunity that brings me here today. And so today I'm just going to share with you just a little bit about, why I feel inspired and connected to be here, and hope that you can walk away with something. At the Know Your Rights Camp, we bring into action care and embracement to our communities. We consider ourselves quiet and unsung stewards of service that are working to expand the rightful and equitable, just opportunities across the world. And we do that a little bit at a time, and all of it being premised in love, because we believe that we are capable of elevating our society and elevating our people and expanding the collective of we and the richness that we belong in and that we deserve. And so when I thought about what I was going to share today, I said, I want to be as real as possible, because here I am, I'm 51 years old. I work 3 amazing jobs. I do all of this great stuff. I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, I have a family. But, my richness comes from the ability to share out. That is my purpose, and that is my reward. And that is the thing that fuels me. So no matter how good my life feels, if there's someone who is not experiencing what I can experience, I am unfulfilled. So I know 2020 has felt like a mental attack on us. And probably prior to 2020, some of us have probably felt like we've been beaten down. But I'll show you what it did to me. Because even through all of these great accomplishments and accolades that you've been hearing, in solitude, and not isolation, not to be confused with isolation, in solitude through COVID, God said, you know what, it's time for me to show you a mirror. Because while you're doing all of these amazing things, young lady, I need you to look at you. I need to show you some of those things that's wrong with you. I lost my brother, who was 2 years older than me, a few months ago. So I got hit with not only being isolated and not being able to do all of the outward work, I got hit with losing my brother in COVID. I couldn't attend his funeral. So I had to deal with depression while still being a vice president, while still being a teacher, while still being a community activist, while still being a mother, a grandmother, an overseer, a wife. I had to do all of that. And I found myself grieving intermittently when time would allow. So my grieving could only happen in between certain hours of the night, because I had to get up and get back to things because people were reliant on me. And then I realized that God was trying to tell me something, that I needed more help than I thought I did. And I resisted, and I said, you know what? I'm good. I got this figured out. I got 3 jobs. I got all of this stuff going on. I can handle it. But there was this underlying thing that was going through me, and I was starting to feel real fragile. And then I considered the thought of therapy. And then that other voice came in and said, girl, ain't nobody strong enough to handle you. What are you talking about? Who can deal with you? What can they do for you? And that's that stigmatism where we feel that we're so strong because we saved the world, that nobody can help us. And then I had to take a look at myself, because God was showing me things. He was sitting me down, and he's like, you can't be good for nobody if you can't be good for yourself. And so I decided to do the honorable thing and reach out through insurance and trust this process. And even in the process, I was guarded, because I looked at that sister like, you ain't getting in my business. Who you think you are? So it took a minute for us to even get through the barriers of me being able to share of myself. And God said, I'm not going to let you get through it. I'm not letting you go until you get through what I need you to get through. And so he sat me down and he walked me through this extensive process of allowing myself to feel the emotion, to identify that I was hurting, to identify that I was strong, to identify that sometimes I was just tired, sometimes I'm motivated, sometimes I'm not. But he needed me to take a full look at myself and needed me to understand what my character was. Because when the world reemerges, because this pandemic was all about self. He needed us to see self with no distractions, because the world is distracting, right? All of it. I've been forced to sit down. I feel better on the inside. I'm able to help people more. I've become stronger in myself, being by myself, than I was being around a multitude of people, especially in the fact that I work in the industries that I work in. And that's an odd statement, right? Because when you spend time with yourself, you begin to see the things that you need to work on. So I just want to share with you guys today, it's okay to identify areas that need improvement. It's okay to set small and reasonable goals. It's okay to acknowledge small wins when they happen. It's okay to allow yourself to be in a space where you're not feeling good and you want to embrace not feeling good. You want to lay down in the bed, but don't stay there too long. Put a time limit on that. Get back up and say, okay, I did that. I'm over that and I'm going forth. But encourage yourself every single day, no matter what, because your character is your currency. Your environmental factors are what they are, but your character is the thing that will resonate. Your character is the thing that will take you through. It is your character that will lend credibility to everything that you will experience in the future. And so when I look at my life and I'm looking at everything that's going on this year, and I'm feeling like, wow, I could complain, but why? But why should I? There are so many people that are dependent upon my level of excellence. I would fail future generations if I don't continue to discipline myself. My job is to continue to be excellent in everything I do so that I can open doors for the people that are needing to get through. And that is my sole purpose. So in that, I take pride, I take excellence, I take time for myself, and I recognize that the work that we do, particularly working with Colin Kaepernick, has just blessed my overall existence, because he's a man of humble. His heart is very humble and pure. And so what we see on the media is what we see. But the person who I know is the person who I know. And so his purpose aligns with my purpose. And I don't even need to be near him to understand how we align and the things that we both care about and the group cares about. And I want to leave you with this, because I had an opportunity. He was honored the other night by the Robert F. Kennedy Awards. He received a big award with Dr. Fauci and those, and he asked me to sit in on the virtual table. And he gave an amazing speech. But one of the things he says, if we build together in hope, if we grow together in love, and if we resist together in courage, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. And so today, I just wanted to sprinkle a myriad of anything that you can take with you and hold, and just know that you are not alone, and your circumstance does not define who you are. You define who you are. Your inner defines who you are. So when you think about this, and I won't go on too long, when I always think about going to the supermarkets and doing these mundane tasks and going to the refrigerator, when we empty out things out the refrigerator, just a quick example, just like a little analytic here. When we take things out the refrigerator that have expired, we got to get it out of our house. Because if it stays in our house, it's no good. The house will be no good. Get those things out of your house that need to go out. Know when it's time that they have expired and remove them from your inner parts. So I thank you guys. This has been an absolute incredible program. I am so connected to everything here. Some of the stories had me, I had my camera off, I was crying, but I don't have an extra pair of eyelashes. So I had to keep the camera off because I was crying and I didn't have the glue. So I had to get it together before I came on. You know, I'm trying to be like the comedian, you know, but I can't. So I'm just sticking to my lane. But I love you all and I thank you. And it's just been an absolute honor and happy holidays.
Doesn't matter what the problem, God will work it out. Yeah, any type of situation, He will work it out.